Welcome to Mindset Monday with last week's guest, Terry Brown. I'm certain I have selected the correct background, but it's just not happy. Oh, I know, maybe it's this. Maybe I have to do this. Will that do it? I have lots of fun doing this. Right, so Mindset Monday. It's all about Mount Kilimanjaro. Maybe Terry Brown will come with me next time. And hopefully by the time we finish the break, very quick break, I will have the background sorted out. It's in a new studio, the Relax TV. So we're focusing on Relax TV now. And it's all about how to climb the mindset using mindset, how to climb a mountain using mindset, and microphone is even better. And yeah, how to succeed in climbing a mountain, and how important is mindset in that? How important is mindset for mountaineers, for sports people, or any one of you who has a really intense task to do? So I'll see you after the break with hopefully the right background. Right, I think I might have sussed the background thing, and I'm just going to, well, that's better than what I had. And let me see if I can actually upload the correct background here. Here we go, this is the one I want. And welcome to save background. Everybody cross your fingers, cross your toes, cross your, a well-lit screen. Yes, yes, yes. My Mount Kilimanjaro, and well, me, hello me. And oh look, it looks like I've got green on my top. The one thing you don't do when you've got a green screen. Okay, so there's lesson number one. If you've got a green screen behind you, don't wear green on your clothes. Did I notice I had green on my clothes? No, I didn't. So there you go. So I've got, maybe I should use my lovely, so I'm going to put it back on, and maybe I use my scarf to, there we go, use my scarf to hide my invisible spots. Oh, it's pretty nifty, isn't it? I mean, modern technology is amazing. So today's all about Mount Kilimanjaro. Now, the week before last, I started to tell you the story of my life, how I started, how I ended up doing bubbly maths, and how I'm now helping, part of the team that's establishing something we call the G10, the Global Teacher Empowerment Network. So let me just get rid of this so I can see what you can see. There you go. And long story short, I became an engineer. I wasn't very good at maths. I'm still not very good at maths. I've got the memory. You actually do need a memory you need to remember things about maths to be able to make connections and things. And there's something weird going on with my memory, which is not a problem. There are other benefits to that. And I always have had that, by the way. It's not age or anything like that. It's always been an issue for me. And yet I didn't let it stop me. I became an electronic engineer, and I always enjoyed maths. Now, one great thing about my memory is, one thing is, I can watch the same movie again and again and again and not remember the ending. And another thing is, I get to solve the same puzzle again and again and again and again and again, and enjoy it just as much every single time, because if I do it enough times, I do remember, which is great. But I do get to enjoy the same things as if it was for the first time for quite a number of things. So that's me. And I discovered at the age of 42, I'm now 59, so it's a while ago now, that there were people in the world that didn't enjoy maths. Now, I knew there was one person in my class that didn't like it, but I didn't really think anything of it because she became a very successful lawyer, and it didn't hold her back. Although she does still, like, she's not too sure. It's a negative thing in her life, I suppose, but it's never held her back. I discovered that there were people that went through their whole lives being held back, not going for jobs they want to do, not even qualifying for jobs they want to do, because they don't have the math skills, because they don't have the confidence. That was something I knew a lot about. I knew what it was like to really struggle and have to learn the same thing again and again and again. And quite frankly, there were things, especially when I came to doing my even A levels and my degree, that to this day I don't understand. But I managed it, and I managed to get my degree, and in a subject that's almost 100% maths, really, not 100% maths, but 80%. There's certainly a lot of algebra in it and a lot of calculus. And I thought, well, this isn't right. It's not right that there are people in the world. I mean, if you've got an actual a learning difficulty, which I suppose I have a kind of learning difficulty, which wasn't enough to hold me back. So it has to be quite a serious learning difficulty to stop you. But even then, it doesn't stop you from enjoying it, because there are so many fun activities you can do at no matter what level. What I've been working on is activities with my colleague Tony, and activities for starting with 2-year-olds, starting with parents, that they can do with their young babies to get them to learn how to play with maths. This is to help the parents learn how to play with maths. And so that's what I've been doing since. But at the time, I didn't have any idea what to do about it. I just knew I had to do something. So I embarked on this journey. How many years ago now? 16 years ago now. Of 17 years, nearly, something like that, around 17 years, of without knowing where to start. Well, I did actually work out where to start. It came to me about a week later that if I made maths fun, then I'd attract children. And I started off in the person of a clown. So, warning, alert. There will be a clown appearing, not me here now. This is me now. In the pictures, you will be seeing a clown. Because for many years, I became a maths clown, and I learned from some amazing people how to make maths fun, but also make it proper maths. And that was super important. My very first, I didn't have to be a clown either. So I went to clown conventions, places where I could learn how to clown, and I met someone called Hattie Maths. And lovely Hattie Maths, she was a maths clown, and she took me under her wing. And she showed me not only how to do activities that make you think, but it was all based on proper mathematical, what they call mathematical thinking. So it's not about learning your times tables, although that is extremely useful, and I highly encourage it. There are lots of games that you can play to make it a fun activity and be successful at learning your times tables. It is actually really important to know your times tables. It took me years to understand that. That it gives you fluency, and having fluency takes away frustration. It takes away mistakes, it prevents mistakes, and it helps you get to the answer sooner, and it helps you make connections, and oh my goodness, it does so many things. Anyway, back to Mount Kilimanjaro. So I embarked on this journey as a clown, and I met the wonderful Tony, and I wanted to help raise money for the organization that she'd founded in South Africa that was empowering teachers maths teachers, giving them some great professional development so that they could we all want to improve our skills at all times. So they were improving their math skills so they could be better teachers, so that the children that they were teaching in disadvantaged communities could have a better future, and hopefully rise out of poverty through education. Maths being one of the biggest problems, the things that holds a lot of people back most. And so, I've got some comments. And the other thing I've got to do, hello, Govinda. Hey, Cynthia. Cynthia says, just like reading literacy, maths literacy, she says math because she's American, and she's in Tennessee, not Pennsylvania. Math literacy needs to start in early childhood. Absolutely, Cynthia. It needs to start with the parents. It needs to start with parents. Govinda says math is fun with lines, numbers, and logic. Yeah. Hey, I think I said Tennessee this time. I've just seen you've actually told me now. Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Thank you, Cynthia. Did I say it right? Ooh, I know it's not Pennsylvania now. Dollyland. She's a neighbor of Dollyland. I really want to go to Dollyland. See, that's how I'm going to meet you, Cynthia. I'm going to go to Dollyland. Right now. So what I did forget to do is go into Facebook and share this lovely, what we're doing, the Caroline Ainslie, that's me. Oops, that's not the right one though. It's Caroline Ainslie Maths. Facebook.com Caroline Ainslie Maths. And in there is where this is going live, and I'm going to share it on my group, which is, if you're on Facebook and you want to join the group, it's Making Maths Fun for Kids of All Ages. It's Making Maths with an S, fun for kids of all ages. And that's a Facebook group, which we now have over 2,000 members. And Tony posts on there every single day with an activity. Well, what has this got to do with Mount Kilimanjaro? Well, I'll tell you, it's all of this activity leads up to me wanting to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. Now, as a child, one of my heroes, I had a couple of heroes. One is Ernest Shackleton, who mindset Ernest Shackleton. We have had a guest on who'd actually followed in his footsteps, who'd actually literally crossed some of the terrain that Ernest Shackleton crossed. And the other one is it here? Is it there? Oh yes, it's that one with the lovely Terry Brown on it. So I'm going to now share as myself and put it on my page, on my personal profile. And so I'm interacting as mine, so I can share it. Come on, let's share it. Share now. Boom. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Have I done it? Have I not done it? And then on the group, got to do it in the group. Maybe copy link copied. I don't know. It's all very mysterious. And one of the magical things, though, when you're 59, like what I am, and you're still learning. Now, my friend Tony, who is 81, she's still learning every single day, and she's my hero. That's it. I've wanted that for a long time, but she's my mentor, the person that really shows me how you really can be growing every single day and learn something new every single day. And let me see if we can get this on the Facebook group for the people on the Facebook group. Now, see, I'm actually demonstrating the power of growth mindset, the power of actually succeeded in doing things under stress, because this is very stressful. Doing this show is very stressful because I never know what I'm doing, basically. I don't have any technical anybody around me. I'm putting that, woo, that's on the group now. Great. Okay. And I'm going to take that link on the group and put it in the comments. Here we go. I'm going to send that to Cynthia. I can't remember if you joined the group or not, Cynthia, but I'd love you to join if I can work out how to do it. StreamYard, boom. Right, here we go. Yes, I think I'd said it right for a change. Caroline Ainslie. There you go. The Facebook group is in the comments now. So Tony and raising funds for the teachers and Mount Everest. Well, I researched Mount Everest, and I thought, because people are going up Mount Everest these days to raise money for charity, and climbers are just going out because, but a lot of people are doing it for charity. Well, I did a bit of research and I discovered that the probability of either dying or coming back missing bits of you is quite high, relatively speaking. Odds that I'm not prepared. See, maths there, see, you use the maths to work out whether it's safe or not. That's one of the many, many, many uses for maths. And I use my maths and I'm like, yeah. And then I met, and I'd always loved Mount Kilimanjaro, the snows of Mount Kilimanjaro, Ernest Hemingway. And I'd loved the images, I was drawn to it. The jewel of Africa, the highest point in Africa. Oh, it's just so spectacular. And I went to a talk by someone called Derry, and he was an adventurer as well as a businessman. And he'd climbed, no, he hadn't got up Mount Everest yet, but he climbed, he's climbing, wants to climb the highest peaks in all the continents. But he had climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, and he was telling us the story of it. And I'm like, that's it. I am climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. So mindset was, the first thing was to make a decision. I didn't think I might. I didn't think I might not. I didn't think, maybe I will, maybe I won't. Oh, I'd like to do it, maybe someday. No, I made a decision. I was going to climb Mount Kilimanjaro to raise money for AINSEC there and then. So that's thing number one. I'll write that down on my list for the summary at the end. Now, I don't end broadcast. That's not what I need to do. I need to run. I just learnt some new things. We've got a different studio, so I've got different things I've got to do. Here we go. Back in a minute. After the break, we're actually going to find out how, first of all, how my mindset helped me even succeed in joining an expedition, well, a hiking group, really. How did I actually manage to do that? That's the next step. So one step at a time. I'll write that down. And here we go. See you in a minute after the break. Right, that's back. Wait, we've got to run an ad. Let's see, what should we, I have no idea what this is. Not a clue. And hold on, got run. Hello, welcome back to Mindset Monday, and it's all about my journey up Mount Kilimanjaro. So I've covered that I was doing it because my life's mission, but it didn't say that, is that every child on earth should enjoy learning mathematics. And so that was my life's mission, and I discovered AINSEC, which is an organization that provides professional development for teachers, which means that the children that they teach in disadvantaged communities have a better chance of success in life through education and getting out of poverty. So I made a decision, mindset. First of all, I had a mission. I discovered my mission. And if you don't have a mission, the advice that I heard I loved it. The best advice I ever heard was do something. If you don't know what your life's purpose is, if you don't know what to do next, and you've got lots of different things to choose from, you don't know which one to choose. Choose one. Do something. Take a step. Now, if it's in the wrong direction, then you can adjust. But if you stay back here and just go, I don't know what to do, I don't know what I should be doing, and go around in circles, then you won't get anywhere. But if you take a step, you soon discover whether or not you're heading up the right path. If you're not, you can always either come back and take a different path, or better still, go across from one path to another. And more often than not, your instincts actually are quite, if you're connected with God as well, or your some people call the universe, it's amazing how your instincts or the messages that you get are actually quite spot on. And if they're not, if you you're not, whatever, if you're going down the wrong path, you can either tweak it or boing, jump onto another path, or come back and start again off a different path. So it's do something, take action. That is really, really important. So what I did, I didn't know how to do what I was doing, but I found by taking action and going to a clown convention, because my first thing was to become a clown, to make math fun. And then I met Math, who gave me some really good solid grounding. I had some great instincts already, but I didn't know anything about mathematical thinking, so Hattie helped me get training, learn well, learn what you need to know, find a mentor, find coaches, find teachers, learn, find teachers, and or read books. And so now I knew I wanted to do Mount Kilimanjaro because I'd met Derry Llewellyn, and so now what? Now then I wanted to discover, okay, how much does it cost to do this? Well, the flight was about £900 ish, give or take. What my flight ended up costing about £900, and then the expedition I went on, it's a group. That did include a safari, I have to say, which wasn't why I didn't go on safari at all. But we were looking at about £6,000 or £7,000, and I'm like, I don't have £6,000 or £7,000. Don't be ridiculous. And I spoke to the person that was arranging it, and I told them I wanted to go. I was determined to go, and he goes, "You know what? Just do it. Just sign up, and we'll see what happens." Well, I was doing, and I was getting money. I was getting sponsorship for, and I didn't want to get the money. I didn't want to get the sponsorship to pay for the trip. I wanted the money that I was raising to go to AIMSET, to go to bursaries for the teachers, so the teachers could go on the courses, so that the children could get a better education, so that they could have a better chance in life. Well, I signed up. I said I'd go, and then after a bit, I was like, I'm not. Yes, I've raised some money for the fundraising, but I didn't have enough money. I had enough by then to do the flight, I think, but not to actually do the rest of it. And I did have an annual event coming up that was going to pay for some of it, but not all of it. And so I backed out. I said, no, sorry, I can't go. And I still wanted to go with all my heart, and I was still kind of visualizing going. I was still imagining myself going. And within about a month, the organizer called me and said, "You know what? So I'm going to sponsor you." In other words, I'm going to. He made it possible. He made it financially possible for me to go by the amount that I had to pay to go. And well, that amount I managed to raise. And I suppose what it is, how does the mindset there? I wanted to go, and he could see, I suppose that is something very important. He could see that I had growth mindset. He could see, oh yeah, and that was the reason why he gave me, that he wanted me in the group, was to keep the morale. I was like, and two, I did tell him I was climbing. Okay, so I haven't told you this part. My objective was to climb Mount Kilimanjaro all the way to the top in my full clown outfit with my face on and everything. So I suppose it's time now to start showing you some pictures. So let me just grab pictures. Now this is a completely new studio, and I just realized I don't have any of my pictures. I don't know if this actually comes out in here or not. One of the things is, I'm going to share this with you now. Number 5 is going to go on my list. No, I just said one. What was it? Is to be valuable. I suppose to be valuable to the group, and I'll get back to being valuable in a moment. So the thing I was going to say, my detour moment while I do this, was that, let me see, this was okay. Which one am I going to share with you? I'm going to share this one. Yeah, that one. Okay, I'll share that one with you. And the thing was that I did tell him I was going to climb in my clown, and he clearly clocked that I'm hello. How are you, Bubbles? That's my Bubbles. That's my clown. And so actually my clown face doesn't look, I've modified my clown face since then, but that's what I was going to look like going up the mountain. That was just before leaving, actually. And he wanted me on board to help the morale of the group. He said, yes, you'll be of great value to us, because I want you to stay with the slow group. Because he knew there were 13 of us going up, and he knew there was going to be a fast group and a slow group, and he reckoned the slow group needed a morale booster. And he was right. Some of the fast group got a bit grumpy sometimes, but it was a really good thing that I was there with the slow group, because they were long days. Because we were walking more slowly, we had to walk sometimes for 12, 14 hours a day. That's a lot when you're climbing a mountain. So what have we got from here? Be valuable. So if you be valuable to others, and therefore if you're valuable to others, it works both ways. So by having a growth mindset, that makes you valuable. People recognize that, and then they'll help you achieve what you want to achieve, and in the process you're helping them achieve what they want to achieve. So it's all very symbiotic. So Mount Kilimanjaro. Oh, I was going to say, find teachers. It's gone. We'll review it at the end. We'll do our 10 points at the end. So let me see if there's no comments. Right. So I managed to get on. So the next thing was get to the airport. There I am. I wasn't joking. I actually was I had that T-shirt on, and I had all those had QR codes all over my T-shirt. That was my lovely Ulysses idea, to so people could, because I was training, and I didn't find the one where I was training in England, and so that people could zap the QR code and make a donation. So that was the idea behind that. And that was at the airport, and then we were on our way. So we met up with quite a few of the people in the group at the airport, got on the airplane, and there I was, clowning around as I entered the airplane. And I have another picture somewhere here. Oh, here we go. Here's me on the airplane. I think I might have been cheating a little bit. I think I might have. Whoops! No, it didn't happen. Okay. Oh, there it is. Here we go. I think I actually took that picture myself. I'm not quite sure how I managed to do it. I look very relaxed. I think I actually took that picture myself. But anyway, that's me. As you can see, face on the whole time, and that was on our way to. Now we've had to fly to get vaccinations. We had to get a visa. Didn't have to get a visa for Kenya, but because you had to get malaria pills as well, and they cost about £1 a day. So I think it was £1 a day. It was a lot. It's a lot anyway. It might be more than £1 a day for malaria pills, so that we don't get sick. And then we had to be, where was it? Is it this one? Is this the one? No, it's this one. Ooh. So we got there and had to acclimatize. Because when you, now what is the lesson, the mindset lesson here? Acclimatizing. So the valley below Mount Kilimanjaro, there's towns called Moshi and Arusha and Usa River. That's where a lot of the guides that take you up the mountain, they live there. And we stayed in a lodge that was 500 meters higher. So we were at 2,500 meters already before we ever started climbing the mountain. We stayed there for about 3 days. So we went, in my case, practically sea level, so almost zero, like 100 meters, maybe above sea level where I live in London. And then we acclimatized first at 2,500 meters before we ever started going up the mountain. Now, this is the view. This is the morning. This was, let me put that one up first. And a lot of people call this mountain Kili. Well, for starters, I'm not very comfortable with calling something I'm going to climb Kili. It's got kill in the word. I mean, Kilimanjaro as well, but it's like not really Mount Kilimanjaro. Can you see it just in the distance? On the left hand, it's just the grey bit in the back, that left hand bit, that is the peak of Mount Kilimanjaro. And the rocks, there's like a lower one, like a lump. And it's all volcanic, and that's another volcano peak or whatever. It's basically rocks that look like lava spurted out. Whoops, let me get that down. Looks like lava spurted out and just frozen in the air. It's really, really jagged. But the flat part that looks like a bit of a plateau, that is the Uhuru Peak, and basically Uhuru Peak is on the bit with the snow. And the famous bit with the snow. So that was the site. I got up at before sunrise on the day that we were climbing, because I wanted to pay my respects to Mount Kilimanjaro. There we go. There's another picture. I think we were already on the journey to get there, and that was the day we started our climb. So that's, I think being respectful. You can be playful, but I think being respectful and expecting respect, and demanding respect, as in not accepting anything other than people being respectful to you. I think that's a life rule. But how important is that to mindset? I think it's really important to mindset, because if you're not respecting yourself, and if others aren't respecting you, then that's going to affect your mindset. So be respectful and expect respect. And basically don't deal with people that aren't going to give it to you. So after the break, we're actually going to start climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. Oh, I didn't talk about preparation. Ooh. After the break, we'll talk about the preparation and the start up Mount Kilimanjaro. I've got to find, here we go.
It has been a long time. No one has taken the initiative to bring everyone related to all kind of media under one umbrella of recognition. To know about your passion, about your capabilities. What are your expertise? Well, here we come with the solutions, with you in mind. Relax Media, a community of artists. Relax, let's do the hard work.
I haven't worked out how to do that without me appearing boing between the segments. So I hope you enjoyed those. And welcome back to Mindset Monday with myself, Caroline Ainslie, and we're talking about Mount Kilimanjaro. Everything there's water, beer, everything's called something Kilimanjaro. And so preparation. Now, how important is preparation in mindset? Well, it gives you confidence, and it also, I can't write either preparation or confidence. They're coming out together. Hold on one second. Preparation, it gives you confidence because you know you're ready, and it helps you feel safe because you know you've done what you need to do to be safe. So I knew I wasn't going to get malaria. I knew what to do about getting mountain sickness, altitude sickness, because we were going, it's at nearly 6,000 meters, about nearly 30,000 feet, and it's a very high altitude. You cannot breathe. I mean, you're breathing like this, like some poor people that have breathing problems and aren't climbing a mountain. It's like that. You literally, every breath is you have to work at it. And it affects your brain. Your brain can expand. And so acclimatization is really important. But there's other things. There's the cold, there's the heat, because the mountain itself, you can see in this picture behind me, that it's, well, you have all kinds of different vegetation. You have alpine vegetation, you have Arctic climates, Arctic, alpine, you have rainforest, as in tropical rainforest, you have savanna, you have all kinds of different climates, different temperatures going up. It can be, this is very hot and very cold. As you get higher, colder it gets. So you have to have all the different equipment and plenty of water. Now you see that bottle there, just to let you know, if anybody ever plans to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, I don't know what your experience will be, but our experience was our water was prepared for us twice a day by a wonderful, one of the trainee guide. In my case, we had the porters, the cook, and the trainee guides and the guides. And the bottles of water were reused every single day, and there was a group of people that had to carry, first of all, the whole camp. Preparation, yes, that maybe we'll do a whole different program on time on what you have to do to prepare to go up Mount Kilimanjaro, because I'm going up in just under 2 years now, January 2023 and 2023. So we'll probably do a few programs on it and find out what the mindset lessons are for each one of those. So now we're actually going up the mountain. We're going to repeat this story a few times, I guess. Now, we're talking about respect. Let's see if I can find the picture of the people that were carrying. I know I saw it earlier. Here we go. These going between camp and camp. We were told to bring a big sports bag, and I mean a big, that's nothing, that's the width of it. The length of it was like, you can't see how long, you know, very long. You can see them here. Here we go. I'm not sure what was in those, but these people, we were struggling to climb this mountain. These amazing people were carrying our beds, our tents, our food, and our own personal big bag. It wasn't a rucksack, it was a big personal carrier, and their own equipment they needed to climb the mountain. They didn't have to carry the water, thank goodness, at least not until the final day. But talk about respect. Now these people, it was really humbling. It was very, very humbling to find that to be dependent on them, and to find a way I had such gratitude. There was such an enormous amount of gratitude that I had for these people that were making my journey, my frivolous journey, really. I mean, I was raising money for a charity, but it felt really frivolous compared to what they were doing. And I did realize very, very quickly that I had been training for several weeks. We'll talk about that in the prep. We'll do a separate preparation hour, I think, on what you need to prepare to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. At least I can talk about that. That will apply to many other mountains, of course. When we got to the first, I had got advice from a mountaineer, and he told me about acclimatization, that what you want to do is you want to go at least 500 meters higher than the place you're going to sleep. So you get to your place you're going to sleep, and then you climb another 500 meters, stay there as long as you can, and then come back down again. And that helps you acclimatize to a further height, because the steeper it gets, the steeper it gets, the longer it takes to climb that distance, I suppose. So you climb a small peak or something that's more vertical, so you can get high quickly, then come back down again. And so I'd asked him that, and he'd advised me to take a little inflatable, just a thin roly-uppy inflatable camping thing to lie on, a bedroll. and one that inflates itself. And he gave me an inner blanket thing. It's like a little pocket that you get into, and then you get inside your sleeping bag. And I took my sleeping bag, my Arctic-rated sleeping bag, and I was, well, when we got to the tents were really nice tents. They had 2 compartments. They had the sleeping compartment, which slept 2, and they had a little section just out there where we could get changed, and we didn't have to eat there, but we could brush our teeth and that sort of thing. Well, get our water. So it was a separate little compartment. So there were really big tents that had to be carried up, and our bedrolls weren't bedrolls. They were like that thick. We had big, thick mattresses. It was ridiculous. Oh, cancel. Okay, sorry, I'm getting messages here. So again, I was humbled by. Is that important? Is that important with mindset, with the growth mindset? Is it important to have humility? You don't have to have, I'm not talking about false humility. I think it goes alongside the respecting people. There's an element of, not lack of bravado. I'm going to write humility and see what thoughts come when we summarize at the end. That just occurred to me, because all throughout life, I'm always looking for the lessons to enable you to be successful in your mindset. So I'm looking for them as I'm speaking now. So we're climbing up, and I'm asking questions all the time. Let's see if I can find the one where I actually discovered how much food they had prepared for us. Let's see if I can find it. And of course, the food that I'm talking about, they had to, guess what, carry up the mountain. And there was, no, I don't see that one. But they had to carry all of it, and they had to carry our mattresses and the water. What they had to do was they first of all carried the stuff to, whoops, you've already seen that one, so I can just grab it. They had to carry our things from one, that we had to wait till we left, because of course we didn't have to take down our own tents. They had to wait till we left, and then they had to take down our tents, pack everything up, carry it, and they'd walk past us, faster than us, up to the next camp. And then the next camp would be, well, then there's lunch, and they had to get water for lunch. So whenever we stopped, what they'd have to do is they'd have to go and find the stream, which presumably the camps were near the water source, but they still had to carry the water. And then they had to sterilize the water, as in boil it, or I don't know what they did with it, but they sterilized it. You just had to go with it, go with the flow there. And then here's, of course, the bottle of water, example of one of the bottles of water. And then we'd get given one of those in the morning, and again, climbing up in the afternoon, evening, and we had to drink all of that. You had to be reminded to drink, because you're focusing on going up the mountain. One of the very important things is to make sure you're hydrated. And is there a lesson there? Mindset. Is the mindset what they call self-care? Would you say that self-care, making sure that you have enough water, I call it self-care, and that's water, the right sort of food, making sure you're hydrated, making sure you're not sacrificing yourself for the mission? Because if you don't, you're risking not succeeding in the mission if you don't take care of yourself. Now there's a thought. And 2, if you don't make it, then you're not there to take care of the people to help make sure everybody makes it. That's why I love Ernest Shackleton so much, because he sacrificed the mission to save the men. Every single man in he was on a race to be the first to the South Pole, and he didn't win the race. They got stuck in the ice, but they didn't. They could have gone ahead and pursued the mission and gone over the ice to achieve it. And also, it was like 2 or 3 years before they managed to get to civilization, and they had to have big adventures in doing it. The point being that he made sure every single man came back alive. Every man. Oh my goodness, it blows my mind, that story. It's time for another break. After the break, we're going to kind of zoom up Mount Kilimanjaro, but we'll come back to that, because this, I didn't really think about it. There's a lot involved in climbing a mountain successfully, a high mountain, and a lot of mindset lessons. Let me just, I'm going to prepare a picture during the break to show you one of the big reasons why I actually managed it, and I'm hoping he will join us one of these days. See you after the break. Well, I couldn't actually look for the picture and manage all the little videos. So here I managed to do it just now. This man, well, actually these two people were two very big reasons why I succeeded in getting up the mountain. So support group, here we go. Growth mindset isn't something you have to do alone. I mean, I suppose if you are alone, then you're alone, but you can still get support from books and things. But the support group is really helpful if you have if you're on a mission the mission of life. And these two, the lady there is called Mala Shah. She was my roommate, my roomie, and she's a really great growth mindset person. She actually didn't make it. She made it to the rim, but she didn't make it to Uhuru Peak. She didn't make it to the very top, but she did make it to the rim, which means she succeeded in summiting Mount Kilimanjaro, because that is not the highest point, but it is the summit. The summit's huge. It's a volcano. Oops, let me just pull that down. It's a volcano. So what you see there, that's the rim of the volcano, and then it goes down in again, and there's a little cone inside there, which is, I don't know if it's completely dormant, but I don't know. It doesn't. I couldn't get a really good answer as to whether it was dormant or not, but you can very definitely see it's a volcano. It's inside, behind that, what you see is a cone of the volcano. And so, and the other one is Ibrahim Mashaka, who was my guide. Then he was the deputy head guide, and next time when we go up, he is going to be our top guide, our top man who's taking us up. And what his catchphrase was: super positive, super strong. Super positive, super strong. And when it was literally getting up to the peak, the summit itself, let me see if I can find the picture for you, or a picture. Well, I'll show you what I felt like, because this picture really depicts this is what it looks like when you feel the mountain sickness, because it makes you feel sick, literally. So there's me with my full face on, but you see that face? Well, that was how I felt. It was literally let's look at Ibrahim instead of that. So let's look at Ibrahim. We don't want to leave you looking at that picture while I search for the next one. And then once I'd actually reached the point at which our poor Mala had to turn back because they just didn't have enough time. We met them on the way back down, and they did not have the time to actually reach Uhuru Point. They could have done it had they had enough time, but they didn't have enough time. And that was me. I was literally effectively standing asleep. I literally just had my derriere on a ledge. I was practically vertical, And this again is the effect of the mountain sickness. It makes you feel soporific. It makes you feel very sleepy. So we were beyond the peak there, and then oh, here we go. This was just past that point. I don't remember the name of that one, but that's where Mala managed to get to, which is officially the summit. You have summited, you're on the rim, but you have summited, and 5,681 meters. And let's see, what should we show you? I'm going to give you back to the amazing porters, because they're amazing. While I look for another picture of us. Now, between the point where I was half asleep like that and getting to the actual summit, I had Ibrahim and, right, that's on the way down again. I had Ibrahim basically coming constantly getting, here it is, here we go. Me and Ibrahim, I think this was Ibrahim, and I was literally, that's what was happening there. He was saying super positive, super strong, super positive. He had his eyebrow on my forehead, on my forehead, talking to me, giving me strength with his words and his own energy, super positive, super strong. So I'm actually going to put that down. Super positive support, super positive, super strong. And it doesn't have to, I've realized some things. Oh, there's so many stories in all the pictures I'm looking at here. But I'm going to just celebrate with the very top for now. And then I'll tell you about all the other little stories along the way next time we have Mount Kilimanjaro feature. We'll be doing this a few times. So there's the group that summited with me. 2, 4, 6, 7. Really? 7 out of the 13 managed to make it to the top. A couple of people didn't actually intend to completely summit. And I know of at least 3, 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 4, that's 11. And I guess, yeah, there were 2 that never actually intended to get to Uhuru Peaks. They'd done it before, and they were just going for they weren't planning to get all the way to the top. They know how tough it is. That wasn't the objective. So that's the ones of us that summited. And yes, I've managed to get all the way to the very top in my full clown outfit. I had it outside of my sensible clothes, of course, but that was and I had my face on and everything. So the idea was, yeah, for me, is to do it in clown. And I did a clownathon afterwards. I stayed with my clown every single day for about 3 months afterwards. I even went through airports, everything. Actually, I will show you just that one last one before we go to the summary, is me at the airport. Now, I will tell you one quick story about this one, if I can find the right one. At the airport, on the way, oh, this is on the way down. This is me celebrating on the way down again, because how important is that? How important is to keep, I think that was on the way down. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Whichever one it was. It's the going down part is, it's interesting. Just to keep your chin up throughout, not just when you're endeavoring to get there, but then there's that when you've actually managed to do something significant, you can experience a bit of a downer. So keep chin up on the way down. On the way down. And let's see what else. There was one more I wanted to show you, but oh yes, it was at the airport. It was at the airport. Oh, it's not in here. That's why. I've got these 2 different. It's at the airport. Here it is. It just happens to be at the airport. But afterwards, because everything I do for maths. A lot of the guides on the mountain were like, well, why are you dressed like that? Because I'm raising money for INSEC, this organization in South Africa. And to a man, that was men, they said, well, why aren't you doing it for Tanzania? You're in Tanzania, aren't you? I'm like, well, that's a good point. So when I came back down, my friend Ibrahim, who is now a friend, he took me to his school, and it turns out that at his school, they have, let me just turn that off for a second. They have a training center for teachers in the area, 24 primary schools they cover. And so when I go back, we're going to have a team with us, and we're going to spend a week at this training center in different towns, in Moshi, in Arusha, and Nusa River. And we're going to do some professional development for teachers in mathematics. So that's something we're going back to do. But at the airport, just throughout, when I was traveling to this place, I get apparently different people comment about the face. So that's at the airport on the way out. There's a reason why I'm showing that. So apparently one was, she apparently was saying that I was copying them because they like to paint their faces. Another one was saying, oh, they wanted to copy my face. And at the airport, as I was going through security, you know how they say, oh, have you got this, have you got that? And you're like, no, I'm going to lose it because you're going through security. It's too late. You can't put it in your luggage. She's like, do you have your face makeup? I'm like, no, it's in my suitcase. She goes, oh, I wanted to have my face painted like yours. Like, oh my goodness. That was a great way to end my visit to Tanzania. Brilliant. So I'm going to summarize. We've just got a couple of minutes left. So what are the lessons from today? Mindset lessons from so far from climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. I think we're going to have several sessions between now and when I actually climb it again the next time. Make it, oh no, we're going to count down. We're on 11. Keep your chin up on the way down. It's not about just getting there. It's also about what comes next. Have a support group. Super positive, super strong. You don't have to be positive. You can feel down, but still be looking up and be strong. And if you're not feeling strong, get someone who can help you feel strong or help you, encourage you. Self-care. Make sure you have your water or your equivalent. Humility. Don't be arrogant, perhaps. Preparation gives you confidence. Expect to be respected and be respectful. Respect and be respected. This is number 5. Be valuable to others. If you're valuable to others, it's amazing how many doors can be opened. If you're valuable to them, why not? It can be mutual, symbiotic. 4, constantly learn. Find teachers, find books, find resources so that you're constantly learning. Number 3, take action. If you're indecisive, if you don't know what your purpose is, do something. And if you do something, that will guide you to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And don't worry if someone says you don't stick to something. You don't stick to something because it isn't the right thing. Do it, not it, fine, move on to the next one. Eventually you will find it. Take one step at a time. We didn't talk about pole pole on the mountain, not yet. We'll talk about that another time. We'll probably have a whole program based on pole pole, which is one step at a time. Take small steps. And that's actually how you get up that mountain. Pole pole. And finally, dun, 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 drum roll. I think I kind of said this thinking about it. Well, I said take action, but make a decision. So take action is make a decision. So if you're not sure what to do, make a decision. And then number 3, take action. So I decided I was going to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. I didn't think, yeah, I'd like to go. I'd done that for years. But it was only when I actually made a decision, a real decision, and committed to myself that I was actually going to climb it, that it happened. And it was quite miraculous the way it happened. I was definitely guided. It definitely wasn't on my own doing it, and I wouldn't want to be. So thank you for joining me. We're in Happy Maths Hour for the next hour with Tony and myself. And today it's about, we're doing Easter eggs, or eggs, doing 10-gram eggs. And see you next week for Mindset Monday. For the next episode of Mindset Monday, join us to find out what my secrets are, or whatever my insights are, or my guest insights to having a growth mindset and succeeding in life as best you can. Thank you very much. See you next week at 4 o'clock London time on Monday.